Hi everyone, Sharon Brennan here, Cottage Lane Stamper. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the state of Minnesota, and today I'm going to show you the third card that we're going to do at our card class this month in July. And we're going to be using Sending Smiles stamp set and the coordinating dies and another die set called Around the Bend, and also an embossing folder. So let's get to it. So in case you're new to me, I have a couple things I'll share with you really quick. I have my business name is Cottage Lane Stamper. I have four different QR codes here for you. One is my Stampin' Up! Website, and this is where you can purchase any of the supplies I'll be showing you today. My cottagelane.com website, which is where I have my blogs, and I also sell some of my cards and crafts there in a store. And then this is the link to my events calendar. Say if you're local and you'd like to participate, just scan that one and you can sign up for either my monthly card making classes, which is what I'm going to show you today, or my kids class, and that is something new. It's called Paper Pumpkin and Pie. What we do is we get together with either our kits that we purchase online or Paper Pumpkin kit, or one that I have in class that you can buy, and we get our cards or kits together and eat pie. Basically, that's it. So I just thought it was kind of fun, and the only cost to that class is just to purchase the kit. So, and then this is the one you would use to subscribe to my Paper Pumpkin website. So that's just a little brief overview of what I have available. So this is a stamp set we're going to be using. It is called Sending Smiles. It's a photopolymer stamp set. It has several really nice sentiments for you. Smiles across the miles, all the good luck your way, sunshine to brighten your day, love and big hugs, birthday wishes, a note of thanks, a card to say hello, comfort and strength, and then just coordinate that with this stamp that's sending. And there are several flowers here and some leaves, and then it also has excuse me, a coordinating die set. Now I've taken some of the dies out of here that we're going to use, but there are two label dies and we're using the smaller one today. There are a couple of flower dies and another leaf like stem die, some cute little flower dies, and I don't know, I might just go rogue and may just use that one too, I'm not sure. And then some leaves, like I said. And I store all my dies on magnetic sheets, and then when I get them, I photocopy them right away, because sometimes they all have, there are so many that you almost have to put them in the same space that they were when you got the kit. So I'll photocopy that, and that way I'll know if I have something missing, or if I have a die and I don't know where it goes, it'll show there. I'm going to just check really quick something. Some of the dies, and these don't have them, this one does. So some of the dies, say this got lost, it says here, it's Stampin' Up! And this is the item number. So if you have an old catalog, a PDF copy, and I have some of those on my Cottage Lane Stamper website, you can do a search and look for that item number, and you'll know what stamp set it goes to. So, and then I also I put Velcro on here just because it's easier for me than to try to fit it in the flap and stuff like this. I don't know, maybe it's not easier, but I've been doing this a long time this way, so I kind of like it. And there was something else, but I don't remember what it is. So oh, and I keep all of my stuff on Evernote on my phone and on my laptop. So if I'm searching for a sentiment, I can just say I want to look for flowers, and it'll bring up everything that has flowers, because you create tags for everything. And it is a little bit time consuming, but I find it's faster in the long run because you can do a search for something rather than flipping through maybe photocopies that you've made of the die sets, or and it gives the image of what's in the set. So anyway, that's my little spiel. We're also going to be using Around the Bend die set. We're going to be using one of the dies from this, and this has some cute dies in it too, with flowers and leaves and a real pretty border here and some hearts. And this is a lovely, lovely edge corner border. So we're going to use that. And then I wanted some, one of the papers we're using today, and this is like the kit. If you come to my class, this is the kit for one of your cards. So I wanted to use this azure, what is it? It's a new color. Let me get it out. Azure Afternoon. And I didn't have any DSP that went with this, so I'm actually going to add a little bit more interest with the embossing folder, and I'm using the timber one. So I'm going to go do that right away, and I will be right back. So this is the cardstock embossed. It's just got a lovely wood pattern, and I thought that would go really nicely with the flowers. So set that aside, and we're going to get to the rest of the card here. Now we're going to be doing, let's see, let's die cut the, I'm going to get my stamps out here so have them all lined up and I can get to what I want right away. So when you come to a class, I have all of my inks and dies in a basket and the stamps. Sometimes I need 2 baskets for the inks, but today we're just using 1 or 2. So I'll have all the dies and the inks and stamps in one basket. So we just pick up the basket for that card, and everything you have is right there. So I am die cutting, oops, wrong one, this Sending. And when I have a font like this, and it's really delicate and hard to adhere, or challenging I should say, because you don't have a lot of big surface areas to dye, to like apply glue dots or dots of glue. So I use our adhesive sheets, and what you do is you cut it to the same size as your cardstock, and then you peel off one part of it. It's got 2 protective sides to it, so I like to just peel it off and figure out which one is sticky and apply it to the cardstock. And then I'm going to bring my little die cutting machine in here. I call it the Little Boss because it's easier to say than Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So, and there I said it anyway. So I'll get my plates out here. And for this one I'm using the number 1 and the number 2 and another number 2. So this one is really 1, 2. This one is really cut up, and they get like that just from using them. So I put that one on the bottom, and then I'm going to take my die, and now the adhesive part is on this side. It's hard to tell, but I can see that this is kind of like shiny, so, and this is not. So this is the side we're going to use to die cut. And when you're doing something that's long like this, even if it would fit this way, I would not go that way because it's harder to crank and it makes all kinds of noises and it's kind of scary. So whenever you have something that's like rectangular or longer one way than the other, you can do it like this, or you can also set them at an angle and they go in much easier. And you don't want to square up your plates. You like to kind of stagger them, so I'm turning them with the wrong hand here. So, and I've got a fly that's decided that it likes me. I don't know, I wish it would go away. So anyway, we're going to take this out of here. And I'm going to set that down. We're going to bring that back in a second. Square all my stuff back up again. So we've got this. Now, I see that I have forgotten to pull out a piece of the blue cardstock for the background piece. So this is the background piece. So I'm going to cut a piece of that right now. And it's about, I have a little, I'm going to cut a piece that's 4 by 2. I'm actually just going to eyeball this, but that's about what you need. So 2 inches. And we'll bring our little boss back in here. Let's set this aside for now. And just put this on here. Let's see, light. I think I'm sitting on something. There we go. And like I said, we're just going to go lengthwise with this. So and we are going to put this away for now because we'll be using it again for our flowers. So here we have our negative part. And what I like to do, let's set that there. I like to kind of hold the words and pull the negative part away. It seems to work a little bit better. And then using a paper piercing tool, or this is retired, but just poke all these other little pieces out of here. And I think I lost the little dot for my eye someplace, but I think we can improvise. So we're going to peel off the backing of this. There's one more, and just take your pick tool or a paper piercing tool and peel this off gently. And this is the other adhesive or backing. And I think I'm actually going to try and do it this way. I've never done it this way before. But I'm going to try and attach it like this and peel it off as I go along. Just to get it lined up better and not to stretch out any of the letters. So, because they will tend to do that. So I'm just going to peel this off gently. See how they're kind of stretching? And now we should be good to go. That went fairly well. I'm going to see if there's something in here that I can use as a dot for my eye. It probably fell on the floor because it's not here. Or you know where it is? It's in my die. So I'm going to poke that out. And actually, I'm going to try to take the adhesive part off while it's in there. Hey, that worked pretty good. And I like to use my paper piercing tool or take your pick and apply them. It makes it so much easier. So there is our sending. So we're finished with those dies. And if you wanted to, if you didn't want to waste this, you could use this for like small flowers or something like that. Stamp on it, and then you still have some adhesive backing there. So I'm going to get these little pieces out of here. I think the next thing we'll do is we're going to die cut the edge of this, kind of like that. And what I do with my, there it is. So there's a lot of die cutting with this card this month. Yeah, I don't have quite that much, but I think it's just makes for a more interesting card. Well, I can't use this one because my cardstock is over 4 inches. So we are going to go to my other machine, and I'll be right back. So we're back. And before I get any further, I wanted to mention that I actually casing this card, and casing means copy and share everything. And the designer of this card is Raging Communal. I hope I'm saying that name right. On this side of the card. So, if that makes sense. And see, it's kind of buckling here. I'm going to have to put down adhesive. That's what I'm going to have to do. So, and I think we got that lined up pretty good. I'm just going to take it off. Not sure if I cut that exactly right. Let me just double check it. Nope, it's a little bit too wide. So we're going to recut it again. There. Much better. So now I'm going to put some adhesive down on this side here. And I have a little bit of, it's always good to cut and then emboss instead of embossing and then cutting, because you won't get as clean a cut if you emboss and then cut. So I've just found that out from experience. So, and then we are going to, I'm just going to cut this down a hair. So I am going to, because I want just a tiny bit of border around the edge. So now I'm going to go through and die cut the correct piece. And now this will be going like right here. Yep, perfect. So now we're going to stamp our flowers and die cut them. And I've got a piece that's about the same size, about 4. I wasn't sure how much I would need for this card, because I'm actually making this for the first time with you. So I wasn't sure what size I would need for cardstock, but I'm using a 4 by 5 inch, 4 by 5.5. So we are going to be using the Azure Afternoon and Daffodil Delight. And, oh, we were going to use Granny Apple Green too. I'll have to get that out of my basket for one of my other cards. So, let me grab that. There, we have that. This is going to be for our leaves. So I think I'm going to stamp up, and we've got 2 different leaves here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use both of them or not, but I'm going to stamp them up and die cut them. And I'll get as close as I can to the edge. just to save space on my cardstock. And when you're just die cutting, you can just put them however on the paper. So now we're done with that. And then we're going to do our flowers in the Azure Afternoon. So we've got this, and I'm going to do a couple of these. And then we're going to put the centers are going to be yellow. And what I did was 2 different centers, and one's got more of a little texture on the top of it, and the other's more just oval. So the oval ones are going to go in the center of this one, and the one with a little bit more of texture on the top, like the little seeds, is going to go with this one. So I'm going to try to center these up. Not too bad. I must have ink on my hands. I do. So just need to get my chamois, clean myself up here. So I just use my chamois to wipe my hands off, and I've got a little bit of ink on the side here, so I need to make sure I get that cleared off, because I don't want my people in my class getting messed up either. So then we're going to use this one, and I just put both of them on the end of a long little block because it just makes it easier to handle, I think. So I might do that flower over, and I might have the little seeds going the wrong way. Oh, let's see. No, it looks like that's the way they're supposed to go. But let me see. Yeah, I'm just going to do this one over again. And one thing I've noticed, like the darker, richer colors like this, and now I've got ink on there, give them a little extra second or so to dry. They just seem to take a little bit longer to dry. So now we're going to try this again. See if I can get this without getting my head in the way. Yeah, I think that one looks a little bit better. So we're going to put away the yellow. And now we are going to die cut these babies. So I have this die, and this one I'll be cutting twice, and the 2 leaves. And I'm going to take out the sentiment one and clean off my stamps and put them all back in the basket for class and my ink. So I just give them a good wipe with my chamois, and it's not real wet. It's pretty almost dry practically. And I just store mine in a Ziploc bag. So I know some people, I cut mine in half, and some people store them in a one of our DVD cases is what stamp cases is what they are. But so I'm going to go. Let's see. I am going to stamp the sentiment too. Get my blue back out here and do all my die cutting at once. So, and I'm going to take that off and line it up again. Just put that right there. And clean it up so I don't get ink all over me or the project. And I'm going to go die cut these, and I will be right back. So here we have all of our pieces. Get my little sending out of there. And I use removable tape to hold my dies in place. Let's see how good a job I did. Lining it up. I could have done a better job on that. And that one's not too bad. Birthday wishes. I love this little banner punch, or die, I should say. And my flowers. So, while I was recording, my battery died, so I'm not sure at what point I left off here. But I've got my pieces all die cut, my 3 flowers and my stems. Now this one didn't turn out so well. I think I'm actually going to just trim it off right there and ad-lib a little bit. So I do have another one that I die cut earlier, but I thought I'd give it another whirl, and I still had problems lining it up. So it happens when you get old. So let's put our card together. So we have our white top layer here, and I'm just going to go along the edge, kind of line that up like that. And then I'm going to use mini dimensionals for some of these, because they're just a little bit smaller. So I think we're going to try to lay it out first here. And we go like this, I think. We cross them over like that. And I want one big flower up here. So I want my stem to be right about there. So I'm gonna put them on the leaves. Oops. Apparently I didn't get them. Just never know what's going to happen in one of my videos. That's for sure. This isn't sticking. There we go. Got them peel off. So we're going to go about here, and do another one. Sometimes, had I thought of it earlier, I would just use the edge of the dimensionals for the stem, but didn't think of that in time. So, and I think we're gonna put this little guy this way, and then we're gonna use bigger dimensionals for these 3 guys. There's one, and I should have had one more leaf there. And let's see. And I've got one more here I'm going to put on. Just kind of, I think I'm going to trim it down a little bit. Kind of tuck it under. Cut that branch off there. And he's just going to go like this. Yep. I'm just going to use glue dots on this one because I want to kind of tuck it under that other one. So, some glue dots here. Got one stuck on my thumb. One here. And one there. So he's just going to get tucked under. I can slide him. Like that. And then this little flower is going to go there. that. And then we have our ascending, so that's going to cover up where they're all meeting. And I think I'm going to put glue dots on that too. So there's a couple big ones, a couple little ones. Our glue dots actually come in black too, so if you have something that you're working on this has a darker background, you might enjoy using those. So put one up here. I don't like my things to come off, so those there. More. Sometimes I'm older now, and it's getting harder to with dexterity issues. So, and then 2 little dimensionals on this one, or I think I'll do 3, because I don't want it sinking down in the middle. Having a hard time getting these off. So sending birthday wishes. And then I wanted to put a bow on here. So just gonna make a couple little dog ears, rabbit ears, whatever you want to call them, and tie it. So here's my little bow, and I'll put that on right about here with another glue dot. So I like to just apply it to the glue dot itself, and then pick it up and put it down. And I think just to give this card a little extra on the inside, I am going to stamp another flower. Let's see, where did you go, big flower? So we're just gonna take this one and stamp it right there. And I had ink on my hands, so we're going to improvise a little bit more and stamp another flower on top of there. That's how we cover our mistakes. So, I don't know, maybe you guys don't make as many as I do. It's just like, life cannot go on without making a mistake, right? So this one will go here, and this one will go there. Just kind of gives it a little extra on the inside. So, and there is today's card. So after I finished my card, I decided to add a couple little embellishments. So you can see the little dots there I added. But anyway, I think it just gives a little bit more. Thanks again for stopping in. I appreciate you spending some time with me. If you enjoy my card projects, please give me a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. Thanks again. Take care. May God bless.